Coventry's Hills FM. Community radio for the people.
Come and enrol for free ICT classes brought to you by Coventry University. All are welcome and there is no criteria. Here at Watch Limited, 12 Victoria Street, CV1 5LZ. For more info, call 024 76 550 564.
Punch Touring presents live with full band A-Marie. In Birmingham on Saturday the 28th of March at The Drum. Tickets are £17.50 plus booking fee. Get your tickets at ticketweb.co.uk. That's A-Marie with full band plus support live in the UK this March.
Hills FM is powered by Cypher IT. Need IT support? Call 02476 102030.
Hills 98.6 FM, now coming to you live Saturday from 10 till 1.
Bringing you the newest vibes from the best DJs.
If you're staying in or going out, Hills will keep you entertained.
Fancy a sponsorship? Whether you're local or long distance, ring Hills for low prices today on 024 76 55 0563.
Local voices, global rhythms, this weekend on Hills FM.
At BHB Law, we represent clients from across the globe. We specialise in immigration and offer free advice clinics. Provided by Silex Pro Bono Lawyer of the Year, Soraya Bashir. Come along on Wednesday evenings 5 till 7 or Friday mornings 10 till 12. If you have a legal problem or an immigration inquiry, call BHB Law on 02476 555 191 or go to bhblaw.co.uk. BHB Law, making immigration matter.
Local voices, global rhythms. Coventry's #1 community station. This is 98.6 Hills FM.
It's 10 o'clock on a Thursday. You guys know what that means. It's Sports Lounge with the Bantosaurus Liam Cook. And today we have a very special guest in the studio. What I call him, Bantosaurus Jr. I call him. He's going to be with us in a few short minutes. But let's kick the show off with some cracking tunes. How about a bit of One Republic to start off your Tuesday morning? Here we go. One Republic with Till the Love Runs Out.
Till the guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true, cause you moved to West LA or New York or Santa Fe or wherever to get away from me. Oh, but that one night was more than just right. I didn't leave you, cause I was all through. Oh, I was overwhelmed and frankly scared as hell, because I really fell for you. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. Just a shy guy looking for a two-ply, hefty thing to hold my love. When you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it, sue me, the way you do me. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. On the upside to a downward spiral, my love for you went viral, and I loved you every mile you drove away. But now here you are again, so let's skip to how you've been and get down to the more than friends at last. Oh, but that one night is still the highlight. I didn't need you until I came to, and I was overwhelmed and frankly scared as hell, because I really fell for you. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. Just a shy guy looking for a two-ply, hefty thing to hold my love. When you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it, sue me, the way you do me. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. Please believe that when I leave, there's nothing up my sleeve but love for you and a little time to get my head together too. On the other side of the street I knew stood a girl that looked like you. I guess that's deja vu, but I thought this can't be true, cause oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by. Just a shy guy looking for a two-ply, hefty thing to hold my love. When you move me, everything is groovy. They don't like it, sue me, the way you do me. Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there for you. This is not a drive-by.
Oh, how about that? What a way to kick-start your Tuesday morning live on Hills FM 98.6 with Sports Lounge and the Bantosaurus, Liam Cook. We've had some great tracks already. We started off with One Republic and Love Runs Out, followed by Drive-By by Train, and Bruno Mars with Locked Out of Heaven. We've got Dancing in the Moonlight by Top Loader coming up. Brilliant song. Are Top Loader a bit of a one-hit wonder? I don't know, but at least that song's good anyway. Right, I'm very pleased to welcome to the show for the very first time Mr. George Ireland. George, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really, really good. You happy to be here?
Oh, I'm well excited. I can't wait to get ready, get going on the radio.
No, I'll tell you what, he's been buzzing for this. He's been buzzing for this for weeks. Now, you've actually been on the radio before, haven't you? Remember you came on Good Morning Hillfields, didn't you?
I did, yes. Rang up about the Wasps, and if any of you listen to Reaction to the Action on CW, you might recognise my voice. I ring up quite a few times to give my verdict on the game, so...
Yeah, well, me too as well. I remember when I phoned up on the Yeovil game, was not happy that day. Was not happy. I mean, 0-0 against Yeovil, that's about as embarrassing as you can get, especially when Medine missed that penalty in front of us.
Well, we've had a lot of that lately, haven't we?
Yeah, hell of a lot of it. Right, Georgie, we'll see you in a couple of minutes' time. But this is where I do my thing now. You guys know we start off with our main news. So let's get straight into it. French police are searching for a group of Chelsea fans who racially abused a man in Paris. The fans stopped a black man from boarding a train in the French capital city before taunting him with racial slurs and chanting. Chelsea have condemned the actions of the fans, and the club have appealed to supporters who witnessed the incident to come forward and provide police with information. The incident overshadowed a great game between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain. It ended 1-1 in Paris in the last 16 of the Champions League. Branislav Ivanovic headed Chelsea in front on 36 minutes when John Terry's cross was flicked onto the Serbian's head by Gary Cahill. But the French side came out fighting in the second half and cranked up the attacking pressure. Despite the best effort from Blues keeper Thibaut Courtois, who was recalled to the team in place of Petr Cech, PSG equalised through striker Edison Cavani. The Argentine headed home from Matuidi's left-wing cross. The French side could have won it in the closing stages, but relentless Chelsea defending kept Cavani at bay. It ended all square, but Chelsea have the advantage on the away goals rule. The two sides meet in the second leg at Stamford Bridge on March the 11th. Sticking with Chelsea, and Blues skipper John Terry is hopeful he'll be offered a new contract with the club. Terry has been with Chelsea since 1998, playing over 600 games for the Blues, and the former England captain is hoping to extend his stay at Stamford Bridge. His current contract is set to expire at the end of this season, and Terry will be hoping his fate isn't the same as fellow Chelsea legend Frank Lampard, who departed last season. But the skipper has said he understands the club will be looking to tie down more important players before focusing on Terry. To something that we don't usually do that often on Sports Lounge now, but golf news. Darren Clarke has been named the captain of Team Europe for the 2016 Ryder Cup. The Northern Irishman will lead the team into next year's tournament in Minnesota, America, after being chosen by a five-man panel, including former European captains Colin Montgomery and Paul McGinley. Europe have dominated the Ryder Cup in recent years, winning 4 of the last 5 tournaments. The USA will name their captain next week. In a statement, Clarke said, "I'm naturally extremely proud to be selected as the European Ryder Cup captain for 2016. The Ryder Cup has been a massive part of my life and career, so to have the chance to lead Europe next year is a huge honour." Now, it is expected that Davis Love III is going to be given a second chance to lead America, having been the losing skipper for the 2012 tournament, which many dubbed the Miracle of Medina, when Europe pulled off a stunning comeback to win the Cup. Of course, we wish Darren Clarke and Team Europe the very best of luck for next year. To cricket now, and England captain Owen Morgan has said he can't explain his bad form ahead of England's second Cricket World Cup game against New Zealand on Friday. Morgan has been in rotten form recently, with the bat being bowled out for a duck in 4 of his last 5 innings in one-day internationals. Another poor display from Morgan contributed to a heavy defeat against Australia. The Aussies were victorious by 111 runs in their first game of the World Cup. When asked in a pre-match news conference why his batting has been so poor, Morgan admitted he'd love to tell everyone the reason why, but he doesn't know yet himself, and that England will need the senior members of the squad to step up ahead of a very difficult task on Friday. New Zealand are in fantastic form, however, Morgan still believes the game is winnable. And finally, Formula One's governing body has rejected proposals to change the rules for 2016 to make the sport more exciting for spectators. wider tyres, increasing engine power back to 1,000 brake horsepower, and changes to the bodywork were among proposals debated at an FIA Commission meeting in Geneva. But the proposals have come too soon for some teams to enforce for next year, and instead the radical changes are set to be made in 2017. The sport underwent a major overhaul last year with the introduction of new V6 turbo hybrid engines, replacing the old gas-guzzling V8, which obviously were much louder, and some traditionalists would still prefer those engines to come back. The desire for change is being driven by declining television audiences in some key markets, although numbers have gone up in some countries such as the UK and the USA. Some teams, including Red Bull and Ferrari, wanted the new rules to be introduced for 2016, with Ferrari even revealing designs of a new concept car this week, which could comply with the new year regulations. I should say. But world champions Mercedes were against the move, saying enforcing the rules so quickly would have a major impact on the 2015 season. Now, I've seen this radical concept car that Ferrari have put out in the recent days. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have to say, it's a beautiful car. It's got two front wings, and to be honest with you, it looks more like a sports car, to be honest with you. But I've got to say, I would actually prefer the old V8s to come back, because they're I sort of miss the old sound of Formula 1, the high-pitched scream that you hear on the TV. These days, it's just more like a gentle humming, isn't it? So hopefully we'll be able to get the old sound of Formula 1 back in the next few years. But it's good to see that they're moving with the times as well, moving away from the old gas-guzzling engines. But you know what? I absolutely cannot wait, because it's about 3 weeks now until the new Formula 1 season starts, and I cannot wait. Right, we're going to kick into some more music here on the People's Sports Show. This is Sports Lounge with the Bantosaurus Liam Cook, and we are going to move on with Dancing in the Moonlight by Top Loader. Don't you touch that dial, keep it locked to Hills.
We get it almost every night. When that moon is big and bright, it's a supernatural delight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep their loose to keep it tight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our fun and we never fight.
might just give it up. Oh, I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. Oh, I will never let you down. Oh, I will never let you down. Oh, I will never let you down. There's a million ways to go. Don't be embarrassed if you lose control. On the rooftop now you know your body's frozen and you lost your soul. 'Cause I've been sick and working all week and I've been doing just fine. You've been tired of watching me, forgot to have a good time. Boy, you can't take it, all these faces never keeping it real. I know exactly how you feel when you say you've had enough and you might just give it up. Oh, I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. Oh, I will never let you down. I will never let you down. I will never let you down. Let me take you where you never go. Have a little fun, it's the only way we know. Let me show you what you never see. You know how to love only when you're holding me. When you say you've had enough and you might just give it up. Oh, I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. Oh, I will never let you down. When you say you've had enough and you might just give it up. Oh, I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. I will never let you down.
Coventry's #1 community station. 98.6.
Hot on 2.
If you need a new boiler, call Longfield Heating and Plumbing. We specialise in Valiant boilers and we can offer a 7-year guarantee. The number is 07956 801 317. Look forward to your call.
Hillfield Pharmacy on 88 and 89 King William Street is now open from 8:30 until 6:30 for all your healthcare needs. Why not pop down and take advantage of our free blood pressure and non-smoking services, or speak to your pharmacist about managing long-term conditions such as asthma, high blood pressure or diabetes. Start the new year in good health with Hillfield Pharmacy.
Have you got a business or an event that you'd like to advertise? Well, get in touch with the advertising department at Hills Radio on 024 76 550 564.
This is 98.6 Hills FM.
This morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day. And lost myself in a familiar song. I closed my eyes. hide in my music, forget the day, and dream of a girl I used to know. I close my eyes and she slipped
belting tune there by Boston, More Than a Feeling, live on your radio station, Hills FM 98.6. Remember, if you've got a request, if you just want to shout out, or if you want to get involved in Cook's Question this week, you can phone me in the studio on 02476 224761. I'll say it again, 02476 224761. And don't forget, you can also tweet us on the official Sport Lounge Twitter account. Up to 118 followers now as well, and we're nearly at our 2,000th tweet. I know, absolutely brilliant, isn't it? The address there is @Hills_SL. That's at HILLZ. That's Hills with a Z _SL. Right, now it's time to get into your local news. Coventry City are ready for a relentless end to the season, according to assistant manager Neil McFarlane. A poor string of results has seen the Sky Blues under severe pressure of relegation to League Two just 3 seasons after going down from the Championship. Teams below have started to improve, leaving the Sky Blues constantly looking over their shoulders. And with a lack of goals and no wins since the 3rd of January, Sky Blues supporters are having to accept the possibility of yet more heartbreak at the season's end. But McFarlane has said positive things are happening behind the scenes as City look to stay above the drop zone. But he admits performances on the pitch have to improve. After Saturday's game at home to Bradford was postponed due to the Bantams Cup run, City's next game sees them travel to Bramall Lane to face in-form Sheffield United. Dave Hockaday saw the Blues' victory over Notts County on Tuesday evening, so the Sky Blues will know what to expect in Yorkshire. Coventry Blazers' chances of making it through to the final of the Challenge Cup appear to be all but over after a crushing 4-1 defeat at home to the Cardiff Devils in the first leg. Expectations were high after a huge turnaround in form for the Blazers in recent weeks. 2 victories in 2 days over the Belfast Giants encouraged thousands of Blaze fans to turn up at the Sky Dome. But the thunderous crowd couldn't inspire the Blaze to victory, and instead, to say the second leg is an uphill task is a serious understatement. A fantastic solo effort from Brent Walton put the Devils in front. He made Julian Da Costa look non-existent before firing past Brian Stewart in the Blaze goal. It comes to something when Brian Stewart has a bad day. You know you're doing something wrong when Stewart can't keep him out. The second period proved to be disastrous for Blaze. Cardiff doubled their lead during a power play through Matt Myers' shot on the rebound. Jacob Sindel got one back for the Blaze, but straight from the kickoff, Cardiff restored their 2-goal lead with a goal from Markku Tätinen, while Sindel's goal was actually still being announced. Cardiff's fourth came from Andrew Lord in the final second of the second period, but it all but ended Coventry's challenge, to be honest with you. I mean, it was an impressive performance from the away side, who limited Blaze to long passing and few chances. The second leg in Wales will take place next week, but I think it's all but over. I mean, I hate to say it, but Cardiff were the better team last night. I mean, like I said, it comes to something when Brian Stewart in goal is having a bad day, and he really did have a bad day. It was a pretty poor performance, but we're Blaze fans, we always believe. Coventry Rugby Club's unbeaten run has finally come to an end after a 2017 defeat at Esher. It's the first time the Blue and White have tasted defeat since September, when they lost away at Blaydon. Head coach Scott Morgan, who returned to the field due to a high number of injuries, was sent to the dressing room after a red card for fighting during an under-par display from Cov, which could have cost the team a possible run at league leaders Ealing. Despite a spirited performance from the Esher back line, Cov managed 2 penalty tries, but it wasn't enough to take the 3 points. Tries from Chisholm and Nichols helped the home side to a victory, but it was the boot of Ian Cross that wrapped up the points for Esher. Cov did pick up a bonus point for losing by less than 7 points, but a win for Ealing makes Cov's task of promotion that much tougher. And finally, Wasp flanker Thomas Young is hoping his side can build on Sunday's crushing 37-6 victory over Harlequins as they make the long trip up north to face the Newcastle Falcons tomorrow night in the Aviva Premiership. It's a crucial period for the Wasps as they face games against Gloucester and Saracens in the first week of March as the race for the playoffs reaches its conclusion. But Young, who made his first start of the season on Sunday, is confident the Wasps can overcome the Falcons tomorrow night. He's not the only one in buoyant mood. Winger Rob Miller is hopeful the crowd at their new home, the Ricoh Arena, can spur Wasps onto a playoff spot. Remember, Wasps have lost just once since their move to Coventry. Obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on Wasps tomorrow night. And as always, you can keep up to date with all the action from our local teams on the Hills FM Sports Lounge Twitter account at Hills_SL. Right, we've got a first on Sports Lounge coming up after the break, a ladies segment. So we've got a bit of a ladies football expert here, Mr. George Island. He's going to be taking us through the Coventry City ladies team and what our chances are of winning the league this year. So all that's come after the break. But we've got a cracking chat chosen by George as well. It's Jason Mraz and I'm Yours.
Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you, but do you, but do you want to come on? I scooch on over closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. But my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This Oh, babe, I'm yours. Ah, ba-da-bum-da-ba-bum-ding.
lights up the shore for me. There is nothing else in the world. I'd rather wake up and see with you. Beautiful dawn, I'm just chasing time again. Thought I would die a lonely man in endless night, but now I'm high, running wild among all the stars above. Sometimes it's hard to believe you remember me. Beautiful dawn melts with the stars again. Do you remember the day when my journey began? Will you remember the end of time? Beautiful dawn, you're just blowing my mind again. Thought I was born to end last night until you shine. Running wild among all the stars above. Sometimes it's hard to believe you remember me. Will you be my shoulder when I'm gray and older? Promise me tomorrow starts with you. Getting high, running wild among all the stars above. Sometimes it's hard to believe you remember me. Running wild among all the stars above. Sometimes it's hard to believe you
What a beautiful number there by Mr. James Blunt. And that was High. What a brilliant song. You got a lot of tunes here on 98.6 Hills FM with the Bantosaurus, Liam Cook. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We don't usually do a lot of women's sport. I've got to say, it kind of disappoints me. But we have got a, I think it's kind of like a woman's football expert. Is that something you say about yourself?
Well, don't want to flatter myself.
You're a bit of a Coventry City ladies fan, aren't you?
I am indeed. They're brilliant, so basically they are better than the men's team.
Well, to be honest, I don't think that's hard this season, to be honest with you. I mean, they're doing pretty well this season, aren't they?
Oh, fantastic. I'll tell you what, top of the table in the FA Cup 4th round, the League Cup quarter-final, the County Cup semi-final. I'll tell you what, if you want to see wins, 21 game unbeaten run, can go on.
To be honest with you, I think, you know what, I'm switching my allegiances here. Bye-bye Coventry City, I'm supporting Coventry ladies.
I'll tell you what, they won't disappoint you. I mean, the main conception of ladies football is it's going to be slow, it's going to be rubbish. But I'll tell you what, it's fast-paced. Every single one of the players has got a fantastic touch. I tell you what, if you want to watch good football in the city, the best place to go, Coventry City Ladies.
You do see a lot more women going to the ladies' game, don't you? Because to be honest with you, like you hear it on TV. When we at a men's game, the roar of the crowd from the goal is predominantly male, isn't it? But then when at the women's game, there's a lot more women and children that go, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean it's it's really like family orientated.
I'm going to say it's a bit more family friendly. You wouldn't want to take your family to Millwall, would you?
No, definitely not. Especially when they play West Ham.
Oh God! Don't get me started. We've got a West Ham fan here, Kate. She's a massive West Ham fan. Don't get us started on Millwall.
Oh, but the thing is with the ladies, like we took a group of we go to most Coventry City matches. We went up with a drum, and I mean the way they treated us was fantastic. And another thing was during half time, you know when the players warm up.
Yeah.
They let us go on the pitch and be in goal for them. So.
Nice. You know, they do that at Coventry Rugby Club as well. I remember I went to a game, I think it was against Bladen a couple of weeks ago when the Sky Blues weren't playing, and they let you go on the pitch at half time. That's brilliant.
But, they since they moved from the Rico, they've played at a lot of places. Bedworth, Stratford, Coventry Sphinx. So if you live around any of those areas, it's the place to go to.
I've got to say, to be honest with you, I mean, they sound like a team that actually wins.
Yeah, 21 game unbeaten run. The only game they've lost at the start of the season to Sheffield United. And
Crikey.
Sheffield and Coventry, them two are the two teams going for the title. But the big match on Sunday is against Cardiff. And if you want to go, Cardiff away in the League Cup quarter-final, and both of them are top of the table in their respective divisions. One in the southern, one in the northern.
Yeah, Coventry North and Wales, Cardiff in south.
But the really good thing about this season as well is because we are the defending champions of our division. But this year, if you win your division, then you can go to the Super League for the first time. So
imagine that. I mean, Coventry playing against Arsenal. Could you imagine that?
Bristol City as
well. Bristol City, yeah. I mean, Chelsea. Liverpool got a team there as well.
I think so, yeah. And Yeovil Town are in the Super League.
Yeovil Town? Imagine that. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Yeovil.
But, I mean, there's some really good grounds you can go to. I mean, Doncaster.
The Doncaster
you went
Bells.
To Doncaster, didn't you?
I did go there. I mean, the football wasn't great, I have to say. But, no, I mean, the Keepmoat's quite a nice little stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Doncaster Bells, they're the only team in the whole of the Football League to have their stadium connected with the men's team.
That's quite good. That. I think there needs to be more connection with the men and female game because there needs to be a lot more equality. I mean, there have been some derogatory comments from people like Sepp Blatter saying that the way to make women's football better would be with tighter shorts. So I think there needs to be a bit more respect in that concern. But I have to say, I've seen some of the women's games, like England as well. England are really good at it, aren't they?
Well, they were unlucky against the USA. That was a good game.
It was at Milton Keynes, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the Rico's had some ladies' football as well.
We have, haven't we? We've had under-21s, we've had women's, we've had loads there.
We've had the FA Cup final there as well.
Crikey. I'm going to say, at least we're getting some action there anyway.
But, it's just... I really feel the women's game is getting a lot more popular. And from going to it, it's a really good day out. So if any of you are looking to go to a women's game... I mean, it's really cheap. It's just a great day out as well. It's kind of like watching non-league football, like the atmosphere, the sort of fun day out, the sort of relax, the family.
I'm going to say,
like,
when you're at football league football, it's like life and death, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're at non-league and when it's just like a friendly game, it's like you're just there to have a good time. It doesn't matter whether you win, lose or draw. You're just there to see some good action, some good solid football.
But I mean, the standard is completely the opposite to non-league. The standard is phenomenal. Is the word.
I tell you what, you say that it's getting a lot more popular as well. I mean, I've been to Stadium MK before when Coventry played MK Dons start of the season. It wasn't a great game; it was 0-0. And to be honest with you, MK Dons hardly filled that stadium. They had about 5,000 fans. But when I saw the highlights of the USA game a couple of weeks ago, the same stadium, they packed that place.
Yeah,
it was packed to the rafters.
It's massively popular now, and the thing is with the women's football, they really lack the funding. So if you go along, just help them out because all women's football teams, I think, apart from your likes of Arsenal, your Bristols, your Man Cities, they're all struggling for funds to keep going. So any support is cherished support.
And that really would be horrible if women's sport was to go down here because it's at a point where it's really getting popular, isn't it? I mean, we're finally starting to get some equality as far as the women's games going. I mean, we're having a lot more women's games on TV. there's a lot more exposure. What with Sky Sports doing a lot of programs on women's football. So if women's football was to go down the pan, because of funds, lack of funding from the FA, etc., that really would be a shame. I'd quite like to see women's football being on par with men's football, because in civilised society, men are equal to women in all aspects, but apart from one, and that's sport, and I don't see why that is.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know, I think it goes back to, it's just kind of sticked with the men, the conception, men being better than women, and nobody can really be bothered to watch the women because they just got this conception in their head that they're going to be rubbish. But if I can point across any message today, is that it's not like that. And the women, I'm a man myself. I'm no bias to the women game, and I can tell you now, the women's standard is phenomenal. And I generally now, after watching Coventry City, and I am a massive Coventry City fan, and how boring it is watching them.
Oh, I'll second to that. To be honest with you, I've already made my decision. I'm not getting a season ticket next year, and that is coming from a die-hard supporter. So it just shows you how bad the football is later, at Coventry City. But we'll be talking about that in a bit, as well as racism in football as well. So it's not just the sexism, it's about the racism as well. Obviously that awful incident with the Chelsea supporters on Tuesday night in Paris, so we'll be talking about that, and you'll be giving your input on that as well, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Right, we'll hear more from George Island in a little while. That's all we've got time for in the first half of our show, but we are going to close off the first hour with a brilliant track from the 1975. It always makes me feel hungry, to be honest with you. It's called Chocolate, so it always makes me feel a little bit hungry. So we are going to end the first hour with Chocolate by the 1975. Keep it locked to Hills FM 98.6. It's the People's Sports Show. This is Sports Lounge.
Say